The team will begin play here at Meade Stadium, starting with exhibition games next spring, followed by a full NCAA slate in 2025.
It's been a long time since December 2nd, 2021, but it's finally time to kick off the inaugural season of Rhode Island Women's Lacrosse, hosting Merrimack right here at Meade Stadium. Rhode Island behind, out in front, Baswell throws it in! There's the first of many!
But before we got here, the work started 1,173 days ago.
I was at Notre Dame, but my previous job at Richmond, my boss who now is starting the program at Clemson has started the program at Clemson. Her husband went to URI and worked in athletics in URI, and he told me, like, I really need to take their call. Like, I should be listening to what they have to say. So when URI called me, you know, being from New Jersey, I've never actually really been up here, which is funny because it's not too far. And when I got here, it was like a no-brainer. You know, I was fortunate enough to have a couple different opportunities to lead some different programs, and the idea of starting something from the ground up and being able to build something here, and I think that's why a lot of these kids and these players are here too, was an opportunity that I thought doesn't come often in sport or really in life, to be a part of something from day one. So that's really what drove me, is the ability to build a foundation and build something from the ground up. It was just supposed to be me for that entire first year. Was fortunate enough to bring Riley on board, who I played with at Fairfield.
I believe it was fall of 2021. I saw on Twitter that Rhode Island was starting a lacrosse program. I grew up in Connecticut. My sister went to college in Rhode Island, so I always had an affinity for Rhode Island, and it never made sense to me why Rhode Island didn't have a lacrosse program.
She really took a leap of faith too. Like, we didn't know if the job would get approved for that year. We knew it was coming down the pipeline. And she was like, you know what? I trust that this is gonna happen, and I'm gonna make it work. So she was kind of waiting in the wings for a while, and then came on board. So it was just Riley and I in that first year. And that first year again was trying to figure out, like, what do we want this to feel and look like? If we are a Rhode Island lacrosse player, what do we want to embody? Who are we, and what does that mean to us? Year two, we had 15 kids on campus, and everyone decided to take a redshirt year, which I think is a testament to what we're trying to build here, that people were willing to sit and develop and grow, not only as players and like X's and O's and fundamentals, but as a team, and start to build what this foundation looks like, and who Rhode Island lacrosse really is.
First year was just Jenna and I. I spent from February to May on the road pretty much. A week here, a week there, 2 weeks here. I went to Virginia for 2 weeks, went to New Jersey for a week, Georgia, up and down the East Coast, California, just recruiting. So that was a crazy time in the spring. Usually you're in the grind of season. But for us, it was recruiting.
Yeah, so Emma and Marissa were originally on the club team. I don't like to call them like the club girls now, right? Like, they are like truly the heart and soul of our team. Emma is one of our first captains ever in this program, and a Rhode Island native.
when it got announced like on the news in Rhode Island that URI was getting a team and that Jenna got hired and like all this was happening, I was like, wow, amazing for Rhode Island. Like this little state needs more lacrosse, and like it just makes so much sense for URI to have a team. But I never thought that like I'd have the opportunity to be a part of it as much as I have.
Once we announced, you know, as I'm sure a lot of people were really excited, and a lot of club kids reached out to me. And my biggest, I don't want to say concern, but reservation was, do they know what this looks like, right? Because it's bright and shiny and so awesome I get to be a part of a D1 program. It is a lot of work, especially a brand new program, building a program. So I wanted to meet with those kids individually to make sure like they understood, outside of play, really, like they understood what it means to be a part of a program and how much time and effort and commitment it really is. You know, Riley and I had prepped a bunch of questions of trying to put kids on the spot a little bit to see if they really understood what, you know, that commitment would really look like. And I had never even seen her play, and I didn't really care. I left that meeting and being like, that kid needs to be a part of this team. She understands what this kind of commitment looks like. She is from Rhode Island. What an amazing opportunity for her to be able to be legitimately the first player on this team.
It was just infectious of how passionate she was, and I was like, wow, I want to be a part of this. This is incredible. So having that opportunity from her has just like led to everything else. So there's definitely a lot of like inner workings, I think, like a bigger picture that got me here.
That first year was a lot of practicing, scrimmaging when we could. The NCAA approved a handful of scrimmages for us, which we were really grateful for, to be able to get the kids that experience of being on the road and traveling and playing people that weren't ourselves day in and day out. And spending a lot of time around each other. So that second year was definitely a growth period. I think if you ask those kids that were here last year what the difference is this year, it's probably like the team feeling and the team aspect. We were really young. No one had ever done it before.
They're a special group, that sophomore class. We were very fortunate last year that they just hit the ground running and went with it.
And to see them shining as much as they are right now as sophomores, like who knows what they're gonna look like as juniors and seniors, but they're absolutely crushing it. They're all such hard workers. So I think it just speaks volumes to how much they put in last year.
It definitely challenged us to come up with different drills every day for 15 people, 2 of which being goalies, because we couldn't do 7-on-7. We did a lot of 6s, we did a lot of 5s. And just with that size roster, you can't go for 2 hours every day, right? So we went in with the mindset of, we're investing, this is investment season, and a lot of the individual skills. Like, we're gonna check the box, we're gonna build this foundation so that when the next year comes, this group of 15 girls is ready for the next level. They're ready for the IQ pieces. They're ready to bring others with them.
We didn't have like, all right, we have a game Saturday, we have to work really hard today. It was, we have a game in a year. We have to work really hard every day.
After adding a few transfers and a big freshman class, another assistant coach joined the staff for the 2025 season.
Once I got to URI, I didn't know what to expect. I honestly had never been to Rhode Island before. And just meeting Jenna and Riley and being here and talking about the opportunity and what they were trying to build here, it was like a no-brainer feeling. Like, this is something that I want to be a part of. These are people that I want to surround myself around. So it was honestly way easier than I had thought, because it's cliche, but it's that feeling, you know it's right when it's right.
I want to compete, and whatever that means. I want to compete, and off the field too. Like, when I recruit, I want competitors. I want people that want to compete on the field, but I want people that want to compete in the classroom and for jobs. Like, I want competitors in life.
I've had a couple setbacks over the past few years. My sophomore year of college, I tore my left ACL. So I was out for that entire season. And then my junior year, I tore my right ACL. So I was out for that season too. College lacrosse specifically was something that I've always wanted to do from a super young age. So there was no other option for me in my own head. Like, the only option was to recover and get back on the field. I mean, there's plenty of other girls who have been through so much and want to be out on the field. And there's so many girls who want to be in our position but don't have the opportunity to. So I think having the opportunity to step on the field, first of all, every single day, just to play and be healthy enough to play, is something that I find a lot of joy in, and I hope that that kind of resonates throughout the team. Just playing lacrosse, I just think, is a lot of fun, so why not enjoy playing it? Not many girls get to say that they were on the first ever team out of college to play lacrosse. So I think just being grateful for every day that we get to be out here, and just like lucky that, you know, we all enjoy playing together. We all like each other as people, and we all get along. It's a privilege to be out here, and we're lucky to be out here doing what we love to do and enjoy it for as long as you can.
Tosses it over. Behind the cage. Out in front is Sami MacDonald. Happy senior day to the graduate as she opens the scoring here in the second. Still Sydney MacDonald on the right side. Nice split dodge. Gets around Kenny and she scores. Sydney MacDonald does it all herself.
Hi, I'm Sami MacDonald, and I'm a grad transfer here. Oh my God, now I'm like freaked out.
I'm a grad transfer here. I'm Sydney, I'm Sammy's sister, and I'm a redshirt freshman.
I remember from the time we were little, in like 3rd, 4th grade, even just like practicing tricks in the backyard all throughout middle school,
Always.
preparing for Shawnee's season, our high school season. Like that was our dream to like finally be able to play with each other. And I mean, it was devastating when like COVID happened and we realized that at the time we're like, wow, like we're never gonna be able to play with each other. Fast forward to my freshman spring at High Point University, I ended up getting blood clots and I had to medically redshirt my freshman year. And you know, at the time when you're going through challenges and adversity, you might not necessarily understand why it's all happening, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I mean that reason is why I'm here today, and like what happened to me my freshman year is why I'm able to play with Sid for the first time in our lives. Conquering hard things with the people that you love is just special, and I feel like we get to do that every single day, and like I would just do anything for her. And I mean, even on the field, like if she goes down, I'm like, who touched her?
Oh, that one time at George Mason when you went down, people had to like hold me back. Like, what was I gonna do? I was like,
yeah, Kate was like, I've never seen Sid so angry. And then she goes, I loved it.
The recruiting process was not easy for me. The timing of like all the many injuries that I was going throughout the process wasn't great, but like we said in the beginning, everything happens for a reason, and I couldn't see it at the time, but if I hadn't torn my ACL or broke my ankle, then I most likely wouldn't have been here, because I was very late due to like many setbacks that I had, but as soon as I talked to Jenna, I knew that this was the place for me, and I'm very grateful that she has given me this opportunity, because not many people were giving me like the chance to like prove myself for anything, and she really took a shot at me, and I'm just so thankful for that.
Sid, especially coming off of like injuries and that kind of stuff, and she was a midfielder, and now all of a sudden she's a defender because that's what works, and seeing her shine on defense, I think built her up as a player so much more too. So now she's like both sides of the ball just crushing it, and I get to see her play mid again, and like Sid especially, Sid and I were conditioning buddies last year, like anything partner we did together. So I know how hard that girl works and how much she puts into this and how much like she wants to succeed. So seeing that out of her, she's just like the most humble and most like down-to-earth person, and like her succeeding is always my favorite thing to watch.
When I think of like the saying everything happens for a reason, I think of us, because we wouldn't have the opportunity to get to play together if all of the hard stuff that we've been through didn't happen.
that is why I do this. Obviously, I want to win. I am competitive. I think everyone that plays or coaches at the next level wants to win. But it is about building relationships, and watching that continue to develop and grow is really special and rewarding.
I mean, I've laughed more with this team, I think, than like most people I've ever met in my life.
Seeing that come together, especially this spring, now that we're on the road more, traveling more, everybody's getting to know each other a little bit better and coming together in that aspect and really becoming like a true family now that we've had time together. So I think that watching that and seeing that for you guys is like so what it's all about for me, because like I'm so grateful for my relationships with my friends that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life, and seeing you guys create that is so special to be a part of.
Towards the end of the fall, I do really feel like we started clicking a lot on a lot of different cylinders, and being able to, start to implement a couple new defensive schemes, a couple new offensive schemes. You have to invest in yourself and your teammates in order for us to be successful when we come back in the spring. So that's what we're looking for on and off the field. On the field specifically, again, like you said, we're going to go up against teams that have been around for quite some time. The A10 is usually a two-bid league and has some pretty competitive high-level teams in it, really from top to bottom. So, we want to go in, and they might be more polished, they might be more prepared, they might have more experience, but I want to outwork and outlast people. And that's what I keep coming back to. Our ultimate goal this year, and it is a lofty one, I want to try and make a conference tournament. I think that is a doable goal for us. There's 6 teams that make the conference tournament in the A10. I think we can be one of those top 6. And I think it's important to say your goals out loud, right? Like, you either hit them and it's awesome, or you don't, and that really stinks. But I don't want people in the middle. I don't want neutral. I don't want people just coasting along for the ride. We're gonna say our lofty goals out loud and try to hit them, and then we're gonna put them over here. Everyone knows what we're trying to do. We just are then going to focus on the day-to-day. How do we get a little bit better, 1% better every single day to hopefully continue to chip away at that big picture goal?
Predicted to finish last in the A10 preseason poll, we would end up putting ourselves in a position to go to the conference tournament. Tied for 6th in the conference with VCU, the winner of our last regular season game would solidify the last spot.
We have so much talent. We have so much special stuff coming for us. So proud of you guys. Not the way we wanted to end. It takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage to decide to be a part of something like this.
The season didn't end the way we wanted, but whenever I step on this field, I think back to that 4th quarter versus Merrimack. That first game doesn't define our skill, but it is a testament to what Rhode Island lacrosse is. We will outwork you, we are fearless, and we will never give up. We are resilient.
So this is going to be a difficult comeback here for the Rams, and if it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen now.
That's another goal! And guess who? Carolee Baswell.
They did a fantastic job. I mean, we talk about you got to deliver on those man-up opportunities.
Tipinaro tosses it up. right into the stick of Baswell. Myers once again. Here's Baswell looking for 6. Does she have it? She does! Baswell looking for 7. She's got it! Unbelievable! Delcade behind, finds Myers, throws it inside, and the goal! And the equalizer!
A 4-0 run for Rhode Island. Now we're tied at 10 apiece.
Rams still with it. Can we done? Does she have it? She does! Go ahead under a minute to go!
Fantastic finish right there for Rhode Island.
Ticking down towards the first victory. And there it is.
To battle back and to handle being up by a goal with a minute left, it's crazy.
This team is really resilient and moves on quickly, learns and then leaves it in the past and moves forward.
This is gonna be hard. This is like a labor of love, and you have to love it. And you have to love Rhode Island, and you have to love building, and you have to love the hard stuff, and the losses, and the tough, in order to like gain the greatness that I think you can really feel from all that work that you're putting in. So yeah, getting people to work day in and day out and see the long-term goal.
We are not just competitors on the field. We are competitors in life. Our different stories, challenges, and triumphs led us to Rhode Island. And now we all have the same goal. Sometimes the beginning of a legacy starts with taking the road less traveled.